now, so we're recording, so we can share this with the team. Um, I I have no really big agenda here. I did. Did everybody get the quick start guide? Like this, okay. I cannot stress enough about those 3 vital behaviors. I got to thinking about this today. I met with one of my coaches who has another coach who's interested in joining the team. And, you know, when I first became a coach, I kind of poo-pooed this idea of these 3 vital behaviors, which are invite, be proof of the product, and personal development. And I was like, oh, kind of halfway believed in it, I should say. Well, I've got to tell you that those are critical. People ask me all the time, how do you start in this business? And I've been a coach for 3 years, and it's because I really have been consistent on those 3 things. In inviting. So you may want to invite, it may be inviting on your timeline, it may be personal messaging, it may be people that you're talking to. If you find, I don't know of a time that I'm talking to somebody, there's not an opportunity, either if they're new, they're going to ask me what I do. If they bring up something about food, I don't know. It's just, there's always an opportunity to bring up what you do as a coach or what you are doing as far as health and fitness, which ties into being proof that, a product of the product. So you want to be a product of the product. In no way, I cannot say enough that it's so easy to me, to being a product of the product, and then tying those 2 in with social media by posting, just sharing what you're doing every day, some little snippet. And I have found that when I look at a lot of y'all's timelines and other coaches' timelines, when they're sharing about their food or Shakeology or a workout that they've done and how it made them feel, and you may not get I always say you may not get a bunch of likes, but I have been more consistent about sharing because I started the 21-day stream, and I'm getting a lot of people who have said that they're anxious to see my results, and I had no idea that they were really following me along, so make sure that you're doing that. You're being more effective than you think. Angel, I muted you, so sorry. I can unmute you whenever we we talk here in a minute. And then the last one is personal development. I know that Eileen had shared, I think, in her group about some of the personal development that she's doing. This month we're finishing up Success Principles, and I'd like for your next book, or a recommendation I would give, Eileen may be wanting to do something different, and that's fine, is Go for No. Really, self-development is going to do for you mentally what eating well and exercising is doing for you physically. And I cannot stress that enough. So I hope that you do fill this out. I know you look at it and you're like, why? It's pretty critical. I did this when I started, and putting your goals, you take them out of your head and you put them on paper, makes it more concrete. I cannot stress that enough, about how that will help you. Okay, so I want to start. Any questions on that, on the 3 vital behaviors? Yep. Okay, or comments? Some changes there's 2 more things I want to talk about. I want to talk about April challenge groups, and then also what's coming up on changes for our lead program in April and see if you guys had any questions about that. So let's talk about that first before we talk about challenge groups. To receive leads, a lot of you guys know that you need to be Emerald rank, right? So 2 coaches underneath you, one left, one right leg. You need to have a club membership, paid quarterly club membership. You need to have your profile filled out, and those are the biggies, okay? Now, Beachbody will no longer, starting April 1st forward, give you leads as an Emerald coach unless you hit Success Club 5 or 10, and there's going to be a difference. And at first I was like, what? You know, what's this? But this is a good thing, okay? So let me kind of give you guys some history about the whole idea of customer leads, what Beachbody had in mind. They built this idea of Team Beachbody with coaches just as a support network, right? They wanted people to feel supported in their journey in health and fitness. So they first started as an infomercial type of company, and then they developed Team Beachbody, which is us with coaches. So people who buy from Beachbody.com or see an infomercial and they call the 800 number and they order something, whatever they order. Maybe it's the 21-day fix, maybe it's T25, maybe it's Shakeology, whatever. These are people who just see something on TV or online, they click on it and they order. Those are customers that are then given to coaches. And they have just always given those customers to coaches who are Emerald rank or higher. But the company has now grown, which is good. It's grown to a point where they realize a lot of these customers are not getting the support that they need. And that goes against what Beachbody, Team Beachbody was all about. So they want to give these customer leads to coaches, that's you guys, who are working the business. Okay, they don't want to give it to a coach who's just, well, you know, they have their dad on, you know, as one coach, and they have their best friend as another coach, and they just really aren't actively working the business. You know, they're just kind of, well, I got my Shakeology paid for, and they're not really have a system or an upline that supports them in the challenge groups, right? So they are giving. If you hit Success Club 5, and I want you to think of this as 3 people a month, just 3 people a month who buy a challenge pack. So that's 2 points each person. So you're helping 3 people a month get healthier and fit. Then you'll receive leads at Success Club 5. If you help, just a few more, get to hit Success Club 10 or better. If you hit, let's say, so you're a 6. Okay, so if you help 2 more people, so a total of 5, then you hit Success Club 10 or more, if you hit or more people, then you're going to receive leads with commission paid to you. So it's more incentive for you to reach out and invite more people, right? Because it's going to build your team and build your, what your business up faster. Okay, and it's going to award you in a different way, not just through commissions. So I'm really kind of excited about it because I've been doing this for 3 years now, and I have gotten a lot of people over the years who have said, yeah, I have a coach, but they're not really helping me. And so they've transferred over to me because they want that support. And that's what Team Beachbody wants, is to give they want their customers to have the support they need. So they're going to give them to coaches like us who have that system in place. Okay, so any questions on that? I know it could be confusing. And message, I know some of y'all are on mute, so if you just type a message to me and I can unmute you if you can't do it yourself. All good? Y'all are too quiet. Okay, what was I saying? Okay, so April challenge groups. I've got my general accountability group starting a week from tomorrow. And I can't remember how many people in there, maybe 15. Some of you guys are coaches that are in there. So I have two customers, let's see, two new customers in there, and I have some people that have finished the 21-day fix and they're rolling in there. And that's the idea that I want. Okay, it's a mixed group. So it's not going to be geared toward any one program. Big experiment here, but it's what I want. My vision is that I want to help. I want to have people, I want you coaches, I want to have people who have done challenges before to still feel like you're being accountable. I want the coaches to help support them, as well as the new people coming in, and they're going to get the support and accountability through that process. I will be posting kind of generic posts, educational stuff, things that I've pulled over the years that I have from like a clean eating challenge group. I'm going to offer meal plans in there. Some of them y'all have seen that if y'all have been with me for a while, or Eileen maybe has shared them with her group. But it's just kind of, it's not real specific, like program specific. So feel free to add to it, post things in there that you think are good and informative for the group. And then April, I don't know what the April sales are going to be yet. We don't ever know until about the day before the 1st. So I usually get an email, usually a day before, and then I'll share it in the group. But start planting the seeds now, because even if people don't join the March 30th group, and maybe they buy by next weekend, we can put them in a group that starts, say, 2 weeks later. Okay, so don't ever feel like you don't have a place. Don't stop sharing and inviting because you don't have a place to put them. Okay, we'll figure it out. That's what I always say. We'll figure something out. All right. Any thoughts? Any things y'all want to do special for April, for like the summer? Any ideas? No? That's my idea, is just to kind of get people thinking about summer, getting ready for summer and vacations and that sort of thing over the next couple of months. Generally speaking, that's what's going on this time of year. So, what y'all got? Y'all talk to me. Don't have any questions, any thoughts? Christy, I'm going to unmute you. Oh, I can't unmute you. I guess you have to unmute yourself.
Amy, have you done the Brazilian butt before?
I have done a few of the workouts, but I haven't done the whole program, though.
I'm interested in doing that one.
Yeah?
And doing a group.
Oh, doing a group. What are you wanting to target? Your lower body?
The butt? I don't know. It just, that and I guess the lower body, it just sounds more fun. I mean, I've seen a few commercials about it, I guess, with my 21-day fix. I'm kind of bored of the 21-day fix. I want something a little more fun and dancey and
sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's not dancey.
No, it's not?
Nope. No, if you want dancey and fun, I would recommend Turbo Fire.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I do need to do.
Yeah. Brazil butt lift is hard. I will not joke with you. It is.
Okay.
It's serious and it is effective, but it's challenging. So don't. I think that he's funny, the trainer, and he's kind of goofy and silly, and that's what gives it its appeal. But OMG, Lord have mercy. Woo.
Okay. Well, I'm glad
I did one of the Brazil butt lift, just only one of them, but I really liked it. And I've tried Turbo Fire, and I didn't like it as much. So I guess Are you on demand? I would go on demand and try them and see.
Yeah,
'cause
okay.
Everybody
that's
has a different opinion, you know?
Mhm.
I am on demand. I'll try them both and see. It has to be something, do either of them involve a lot of the upper body as well? I'm still limited on what I can do with my left shoulder and everything.
Yeah,
Turbo
turbo
fire
fire.
is upper body.
Yeah, yeah,
Punching and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah. You probably wouldn't want to do that, but it's
Not
more
turbo fire?
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Now,
Well, then I'll try Brazil butt first and see how I like it and if I can do it, and then I'll look at some other ones.
have you looked at 21 Day Extreme, the extreme one?
I don't think I'm ready for that.
It's not as extreme as you think.
Okay.
I don't think she could do like the upper body, and the upper body is pretty intense. At least for me, I don't have that much upper body strength, and it's hard for me, the upper body.
Well, but here's the thing. Yeah, but you control your weight. So you control how much upper body you put into it. So if it's too much, then you lower your weights.
Okay.
And that's the key factor. And then
What about the push-ups and stuff? Because there's push-ups and stuff like that.
modify, and if you need modification, if you don't know all the steps and modifications, I can coach you through that. Because, and I don't know what your limitations are on your shoulder, you do, but whenever I'm teaching my class, I always say, if you are on your toes and on your arms, okay, that is full weight. That's like taking a barbell and putting the heavy weight on, right? Then you drop to your knees, you have a lower back, your butt's down. That's taking some weight off. Then if you kind of scoot your knees towards your hands, okay, so you're like in a doggy position and you're doing push-ups, you're taking even more weight off. So if you have to start there and build to the other, I did. It's exactly what I did. But as I tell everybody, you will never get stronger at something if you don't try to do some of it.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm doing some of it. I'm doing the 21 Day Fix with modifications, kind of like what you said. So
okay. Perfect, good. But the the extreme was. I think the sound of it is far more intimidating than what the reality of it is. I mean, she gives you lots of breaks in between the sets. You have full control over the weight, and like if you're using a resistance band, I have a resistance band that has 3 different levels on it. So I could adjust it that way. I liked it because there was that flexibility. So if I needed to go up or down in weights, I could. So when she says use light, if you can't even use weights, and there's some of them, she'll even show you in there that, okay, you can do this without the weights.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I really liked it. But I'm really pro weights. I think it's you get to a point in our lives as women and you need that resistance in your body. You need that weight resistance. And cardio doesn't always cut it. But I think Eileen's exactly right. Do the on-demand stuff and see how you feel about it. I no longer would do turbo fire, and my joints can't take it, the impact of it. But I did it at the beginning of my journey 3 years ago, and I credit it to helping me lose my weight initially. So,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, with weight training also too, this is Christy, it burns a lot more calories. I mean, you combine weight training and then the cardio, it does burn a lot more calories. Even if it is a light weight, you can just do more repetitions, and that'll help burn a lot too, especially if you do have an injury that you're recovering from. You just go a little lighter on your weights and just kind of increase your reps a little bit. But it does burn off a lot more calories if you combine the two together.
Right on. Yep. I was reading. I'm learning the next body pump release to teach here in a couple of weeks, and I was reading in there, and I posted this on my timeline about the rep effect, and it is recommended that everybody, all Americans, do at least 2 resistance trainings a week, meaning weights, and only 20% of Americans do that. And so that's really all you need is 2. And so and that's a lot of the reason why I did 21 Day Fix, because I was getting in that rut, and I was like, okay, my body, I do a lot of weightlifting stuff, and I just don't do cardio. I lift heavy enough that's my cardio, and so I needed to change it up. And I just thought that was really interesting that there's actually a recommendation. So what happens is when you lift weights is that during that time you're going to burn about as, if you lift heavy enough where you it's a little challenging to you, you're going to burn the same number of calories as you would doing some cardio. And then the next day when you're sore from that, you're burning even more calories, because what's happening is that your muscles are recruiting more muscle fiber. It's building muscle. So that's burning calories, fat. And so you essentially become a furnace. And that's why as women, it's important that we put muscle on our bodies, because that's going to give us our metabolism like we had 20 years ago. Yep. Promise it works. Yeah. So the more muscle you have, the more you're going to be like a furnace burning fat and calories. So everybody tell me what they're doing. Like, I'm starting the 3-day refresh and then extreme again in a week. What are you doing, Nadia?
Well, I was thinking about doing either that free cleaning program. It looked like whatever Eileen was doing really got a lot of my people interested in products, and so I'm thinking about doing another one of those, and maybe using the 5-day Inferno. Is that something that you gave me, Amy?
Yeah, it's from Turbo Fire. It's the 5-day Inferno plan, but yeah, you can use it. Yep.
Then I was also thinking about doing the same thing that Tracy said. I think Alexandra was mentioning it. That's my weakness there. So
the Brazilian butt lift. We should check it out together.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Nicole?
I finished the extreme. I did 2 rounds or like a round and a half of the extreme. I was kind of like, I think it was Tracy that was talking about it. I got a little bored with it. It wasn't quite as, I guess I was scared of it at first because I thought it was going to be so extreme, and it really wasn't as extreme. It's really good, but I think I need to pepper in other stuff to make it more interesting. Like, I really like certain ones. Like, I really like the Dirty 30 and the cardio, and I actually love the upper body ones. But I feel like I'm intermingling it with some Insanity Max 30 and stuff like that just to keep it interesting. I did the 3-day refresh last week, so I was posting about that. That was my second time doing that. I really like that. If anyone hasn't tried it, I think it's great. I'm running an ad right now, and then I was going to actually join your March 30th group with some people, Amy, but I think I have enough to start my own group that week. So,
yay!
Yeah, it worked out well. So I've got like a couple old customers and a couple new customers, and yeah, so it should be good. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Good. Yeah. Which reminds me, I don't want to forget to not share something with you guys about the ad. So, but go ahead. Let's see. Christy, what are you doing?
I'm finishing up my second round of the 21-day fix, and I'm looking at doing the extreme just to kind of give a little bit, of I guess an oomph to what I've been doing. I really like the 21-day fix. I really like the workouts along with the meal plans and stuff. Obviously, that's just really good. So I just figured, okay, let me try the extreme. Let me just see what that's all about. But I'm also interested in looking at the Turbo Fire too, and just kind of seeing what that's all about. Just kind of, I haven't really had a chance to look on the demand, having to be at the hospital all last week, but and some a little bit looks like this week. So, but that's my goal, at least for April.
Good. That's a good goal. Well, and it's good feedback from Nicole. And I didn't think about it because I teach group fitness classes, and I am mixing it up. So, but I agree with you. I think you're right. And something else that I realized, because I've done several programs, I realized that, like, with the extreme, to me, it didn't bother me personally to do it. The 30 minutes just flew by for me, but I can't say the same for me personally, like for T25, and that's 25 minutes. It was like, oh my God, will this ever end? And there's a key point to that, because I've talked to plenty of people who absolutely love T25, and they're very passionate about it. And I think that when you're talking to your customers or coaches, to know that it's not a one-size-fits-all sort of thing, right? And that it's about finding what at-home program works for them. And a lot of times I get, oh, I'm a gym person, I don't do at-home workouts. And you know what? My new comeback is, well, you haven't found the one that works for you at home. Because I go to the gym too, but I work out at home too. So remember that when you're talking to people, all that we're sharing, I mean, that's kind of what these meetings are about, is that realize that this is a learning opportunity for you to talk to other people, because 21 Day Fix may not be your cup of tea, but Insanity is, or Turbo Fire, or whatever, so I'm just kind of noting all that. And Angel, what are you doing?
I'm still trying to get my feet wet in this, so I'm probably going to do another round of the 21 Day Fix.
Okay.
My daughter's doing it with me, so we're looking at maybe doing that, or she wants to do the Brazilian butt lift, but now we may look at Turbo Fire first.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, you just do, I like that. I don't know, like I said, I mean, you just have to find out. I think that's the good thing about on demand, is that you can kind of get a little further and see what works and do what
That's what I was looking at today. I was viewing a couple of the different ones, and I have a gentleman who's interested in the T25.
Good.
So I'm talking to him about the T, and then I have a girl that's wanting, on the 1st, she's wanting to do the 21 Day Fix.
Wow, that's exciting. That's good. Very, very good.
That's great.
I have to brag. That's my sister. So, she's all in that.
She's doing awesome.
brag away.
And I really love the T25 too. So, everybody has their own thing. So
they do.
I have to say, this is a big change for me. I had never stepped foot in the gym until last year. So, my oldest daughter and me made a pact January 1st of last year, and we ran our first 5K July of last year.
July.
So I had never exercised in my life.
And that's no lie.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was so proud of her when she started. I was so proud of both of them.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. What a good story. I mean, and you guys are shining examples that you can start anytime, and you probably think, oh yeah, don't give me those excuses, I love it. Well, congratulations. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
You bet. Well, I look forward to seeing how you progress over time, and it is a process. It's a true journey, not a destination. You set goals for yourself, and when you reach them, like your marathon and everything, you set new goals, and you just keep going, and keep improving and keep progressing. But it's not it's not something that you're going to ever arrive at, you know, and
Right.
say, hey, I'm done, you know, because I'm not. I mean, I've realized that I'm always having to adjust and change, and I get bored and get in a rut, and it's time to change it up. So, yeah. And I love that Beachbody offers all kinds of options for people. There's not one that's right or wrong. They all work for different people. And that's one thing that I realized, like I love Shanti. I do. I love him. I think he's fantastic. But I don't like his programs. And I realized, you know, for me, they don't work. And I didn't know that until I started doing 21 Day Fix, because I love Chalene Johnson. I've done Body Beast. And Chalene Johnson does like PiYo and Turbo Fire. And I've done Body Beast because I like the weightlifting piece. And then I've done Insanity, and I've done T25, and I've tried to do the Max 30, and I realized I don't like them. They don't work for me, but that doesn't mean they're not going to work obviously for other people. So no worries. Yep. Okay, one thing that I wanted to talk about, and then we'll wrap it up, because this is not going to necessarily apply to everybody. But if you all are growing your business, and Nicole had mentioned about an ad. And when you get to a point in your business and you have a warm market that you're working with, this means your family, your friends, that sort of thing. At some point, that's going to exhaust itself. And you think, okay, now what? And that's where you, at some point, will want to have a like page. You're going to want to consider running ads, and that will be a way for you to network with people. It's not the only way that I network with people, but it is one way. And so part of that those of y'all who have been doing this for a while, I do, like Nicole and Eileen, I shared with Eileen this last week. We talked about it over the phone, and I shared with her the script that we use. That takes out a lot of the initial discussion that you have with people, so that you can just basically copy and paste, and it sounds cold. But trust me, I've been doing this for 3 years, and I have spent hours and not get paid for them, you know. And this really takes that piece out and gets down to whether or not this person really is ready to commit. And that's where you want to spend your time. You want to spend time with those people who are really ready. And that doesn't mean that they're not ready. You know, they might be ready later. That's okay. But right now, you need to spend your time and energy on those who are ready now. And that's what this takes out. So I know, Nicole, I want to share that with you, because Nicole's been doing this over a year now, right? And I need to give you that script. And if anybody, I'm going to let Eileen on her team decide when they're ready. I'll let her share it with you, because she now knows, and when she's ready to give that piece to you, she can. And Nadia, I'll be happy to share it with you. Okay. I love that our discussion, sometimes I go into this and I have information that I want to tell you, but I love that we can talk and learn from one another. And that's really what these meetings are about, is just, I can give you information, but I really want it to be an opportunity for us to learn from each other, and sharing what works and what doesn't. So I'm excited for all of y'all. Any other last minute things before we go? Well, y'all reach out to me. I know that a lot of you guys are, Eileen's your coach, so you have her for support, and she's wonderful. And y'all need anything from me, let me know. All right. Well, I hope y'all all have a good evening and a good week, and I'll see y'all online.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.